Today, I'm going to be unveiling my number 8 coin of 2025 out of my top 9. This one, I think it's probably got a 10x in it. And if you don't think so, well, let me tell you, the price has already been there before. Can it return to crazy heights? Find out. Let's get it. I'm not a financial advisor. Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I'm your host, the Bit Boy. Today, we're going to be talking about my number 8 coin. And guys, what is it? Well, it's a coin that may have potential to 10x because it's solving one of the biggest problems in Web3, which is decentralized storage. And that's right, guys. I'm coming to you today talking about Filecoin. You see, Filecoin isn't just a blockchain project. It's a marketplace for decentralized storage. And it's already attracting major partnerships, driving adoption, and pushing boundaries with innovations like the Filecoin virtual machine, or the FVM. And the best part? Well, its price has massive room for growth as demand for decentralized storage increases. And the price of Filecoin, kind of like ICP, launched with a gigantic price point it could not sustain. And that tells you it has potential to get to an insanely high market cap again. So you can kind of think of Filecoin as like the Airbnb of decentralized storage. You've got people that have this storage available, and you have people that want that storage, kind of like people that provide homes or a place to stay in an Airbnb, and then the people that want to stay there. And this is how the ecosystem with Filecoin works. Those people who are able to lend out their space to people that need space, well, they earn Filecoins, and that's pretty cool. So the ecosystem has got a really good way for weaving in utility to help the coin price. And see, now that they've got the FVM, Filecoin can actually do things like DAOs, NFTs, other kinds of DeFi platforms on top of Filecoin. So it's pretty interesting. They've already got decentralized storage worked in. Could be a good place for people to build on. You see, the whole space, Web3, it needs decentralized storage. And, I've been doing a lot of interesting things with AI in the last couple of weeks. And one thing I've learned is that you've got to have storage, because the amount of data that some of these MLLs, or the multi-language learning machines, or the NLPs, the way that they process data, you've got to have gigantic amounts for them to go through to really get them fine-tuned. And all over Web3, people are going to need data. They're going to need, and all over Web3, people are going to need more storage. And so, as you can imagine, Filecoin, it is the number 1 project in this niche, and it has been for a while. It's kind of the one that people look to as the benchmark. They raised a lot of money. The Winklevoss twins were all involved in it. And now, as we come to this next stage of the bull run, it feels like Filecoin is going to be ready to move. Kind of like in the vein of Polygon. The people that invest big money, the big investors, the whales, the institutions, they get their money, and Filecoin's got a lot of those connections. Another thing it works on is something called the IPFS, is the Interplanetary File System. And that's right, guys. It actually is interplanetary. This is supposed to be sustainable, maybe one day if we actually get out to space exploration. And this is how forward-thinking Filecoin is. And you have to know that when it comes to the amount of energy that it's going to take to do some of the crazy computing things that people want to do in the future, they're going to need storage to back that up. And Filecoin is perfectly positioned to be number 1. Of course, you have Arweave as well. That's another one to keep your eye on for sure. Arweave is a great project, and it could, do very, very well. But I think Filecoin is kind of the one to watch right now. And because the utility is tied into the actual ecosystem and how many people are using it, and we know that there are people using it right now, they just got the FVM. What you understand is this is going to create an economy for the token within the ecosystem. A lot of projects don't have that. A lot of projects, there doesn't seem to be, I'm not going to give any examples, but it just seems like when you look at a lot of projects, you see what they do, and the token price never seems to match what's actually happening with the projects. It's, well, when they're up at all-time highs for transactions or users, you would expect the coin to be at all-time highs, and sometimes it is, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes the numbers don't really make sense. And so when you look at the economy of Filecoin that it has built into what it's doing, I just don't think it can lose. It's one of these projects that I believe is going to have a very valuable bull run. We have another coin in my top 9 we'll look at here in a few days that has a very similar story to Filecoin. So today, Filecoin's coming in at $6. When it launched, it launched at like 200 bucks. Okay. That's how much market cap. And that shows how much big investors pulled profits right off the rip. And you know that when that happens, when you have a project that's viable, it's going to run again. And I think Filecoin is a great coin to add to your portfolio. It's a safe coin. It's going to do well. It's got great backing. And I think it's going to be one of the top performers. It's definitely going to be in the top, I believe, 20% of performers in this bull run, if not much higher. So check it out. Mr. X approves. Mr. X had some interesting things to say about some of the leadership, some of the positions at Filecoin and their connections to actually the World Economic Forum and some of these other kind of groups that seem to be beneficial for projects when they're involved in them. You can look at Stellar and XLM and things like this. So let me know what you guys think. Is Filecoin a good pick? Do we think that Filecoin is going to be one of the top coins in this bull run? I think so. I said Dogecoin was this year, and it turned out I was right. I said SWI was this year. Turned out I was right. So maybe you want to listen. Also, if you want to trade these coins, you always go check them out at Phemex, our exclusive trading partner. Link down below. That's all we got. Be blessed. Big boy out.